Step 1 is putting a metronome on, guess what, 40 BPM. And let's take the A harmonic minor scale though. So I've got quite a short neck here, so I'll find it more comfortable to play around fret 5. So we'll do the harmonic minor scale, A harmonic minor scale, root on 6th string. Play the scale at 1 note per click. Only 1 note per click. This will force us to think of the scale itself, which is what we're focusing on. The metronome, which means we're working on our timing, but also we're working on right-hand technique. So we can focus, we've got enough time to focus on what's the downstroke, what's the rest stroke, your downstrokes. You can focus on the relaxation. Now, once you finish that, you'll be switching to 2 notes per click. And then after that, you'll be switching to 3 notes per click. Now, 3 notes per click can be tricky because we want to think in terms of triplets. So not 2 semiquavers and a quaver, which will sound like this. This is 2 semiquavers and a quaver. We want to think in triplets. Triplets are evenly distributed throughout the one click and the next. So the first step here would be to be able to hear it before you play it. So you've got that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can use words, any 3-syllable word. I use evenly. It was suggested to me actually by one of you. I don't remember who, but it's evenly. So the words should spell out evenly within the beat, and that's how you play triplets. So then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you start playing the scale in triplets. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So a couple of things to remember here. Accent every beat. So where the click is, you put an accent there. So on the 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. You put an accent there on every click. The other thing to bear in mind here is this is where things are really working in your favor in terms of technique and timing and so on, developing those. You'll have to play the scale 3 times in a row without stopping when it comes to playing odd numbers or odd notes per beat, so like 3 in this case. You'll have to play the scale 3 times in order for you to land with the root on the beat again. So let me demonstrate here. So 1, accent on the click. See, finally, the root on the click. So you have to play it 3 times in a row for that to happen, and that's your 3 notes per click. Now you've done 1 note per click, 2 notes per click, 3 notes per click, and see, this is already working on all the aspects that I mentioned, but also on your rhythmic vocabulary when it comes to soloing. And what I mean by that is, when it comes to soloing in jazz, your preferred rhythmic figure should be 8 notes. When you play a solo in jazz, it really sounds best when you use mainly 8 notes as your foundations. So for example, you play in minor swing, 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. See, that should be your preferred rhythmic figure, but also, of course, you want to have more options in terms of making it more interesting every now and then. So you use 8th notes. Then you can use triplets, so and this is what this exercise helps you do, is switching from one rhythm to another. So 8 notes and then triplets. And then guess what happens after playing 3 notes per click? You'll be playing 4 notes per click. So back to 40 BPM with your metronome. So then 4 notes per click. Always try to put the accent on the click. See, the thing is, when you play an even number of notes per click, then you'll have to play the scale only once. When it comes to an odd number of notes, then you'll usually have to play, apart from one, you'll have to play the scale, the same number of the notes that you're playing per click, in order for you to be able to land with the root on the click again, if that makes sense. So for example, with 3 notes per click, you'll have to play the scale 3 times. Now with 5 notes per click, which is the next one, things start getting really interesting, and you're really working your sense of timing here. So 5 notes per click is a bit of a challenge, right? So remember, your first step is try to be able to hear it first. Ideally, the best thing is find a 5-syllable word that you can spell in your head. For this, I use university. University, 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 and then you'll be able to hear it. So 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and then you can start playing it. See, again, same principles as for the 3 notes per click. Accent the beat and play the scale 5 times in a row without stopping to be able to finish on the click. 3 4 5. And then finally you have your 5 times there. See, because you're accenting each note on the beat, this is what's helping you deconstruct the scale, right? Because you're breaking it down in parts of 5 notes in this case. So each time you accent a note, you sort of start seeing the scale as sort of like it's beginning from there again. then after 5, you of course have 6. 6 is kind of easier. You just think of 2 triplets. So from 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With 6 again, you'll have to play the scale 3 times actually, not 1 time, although it's an even number, because it's like a triplet twice. So again, it's going to be 3 times. There. Now 7 is very challenging until you get used to it, of course. For 7s, I use go to university instead of just university, which was the 5. So then go to university, 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 and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, and it sounds like this. Now with 7, you have to play the scale 7 times. There. After 7, you have, of course, 8. 8 is just a bit faster. The metronome doesn't change; it's always 40 BPM. But 8 is, yeah, it's easy because it's an even number. I don't know; it feels kind of easy. So. That's your 8. Now, if you decide this would be an exercise that you're keen on working on, then of course you wouldn't go and shoot from 1 to 8 in one go. You sort of build it up. So you try 1 per beat, then 2 per beat, and then if you already have troubles with 3 per beat and you spend your whole 10 minutes of warm up working on that, it's fine, right? So you build it up. Then once you get used to playing 1, 2, and 3, once you're comfortable with that, when you get good at that, then add the 4. So you do 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so you build it up. This is a great thing to do, and it really doesn't take long, because if you start, it's maybe even less than 5 minutes, or around 5-6 minutes, if you never stop playing the scale from 1 to 8. That's what you're aiming for. It probably takes about 6 minutes, or maybe even just under 10. I don't know, but it's not long. I suppose you could also go to 9 per click. I never done it. It'd be an interesting one, but I think 1 to 8 is enough, really. So this is one way you can approach learning scales.